Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sports 2.0 show. My name is Ryan Ghodsian. It's a pleasure to be here today. Today, we're going to be talking about some NFC South Win Totals brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. I'm going to start off with the defending NFL champion Super Bowl Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have an over of 12 wins of plus 100 or an under 12 wins of minus 120. I'm honestly surprised the under is favored here, but I'm going to have to go with the over. They're returning all 22 of their starters. They had a full off season. Remember last year it was a COVID season, so there's no training camp. Tom Brady was learning a new system, and he won it in his first year, so I'm not sure why Caesars is projecting him to win under 12 games, especially since there's an additional regular season game. So there's 17 regular season games now, not 16. That's only another reason to pick the over here. Their defense is loaded. You saw in the Super Bowl, the Todd Bowles is still there. All 22 starters, both on 11 side of the foot on the defense side of the ball and 11 on the offense side of the ball, are returning. You look at guys like Antonio Brown, for example, who joined the team midseason, and Rob Gronkowski, who is also new to the team. All these guys are going to be more acclimated into the offense and Bruce Arians' offense. And I see Tom Brady keeping this team really focused, considering he already won 7 rings. Moving on to the New Orleans Saints, who are ushering in a new era after Drew Brees retired. Sean Payton just recently named Jameis Winston the starter, and Caesars Sportsbook has him at over 9 wins for minus 105 and under 9 wins for minus 115. I'm going to go with the over here. I think the Saints are going to surprise some people this year. I really like their defense, and what I saw from Jameis Winston in the preseason, especially against the Jaguars, was very impressive. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Drew Brees, but I am saying that he will turn the ball over less with Sean Payton as his coach. And because the Saints have such an explosive offense, I think Jameis is the correct guy to pick here for Sean Payton. You still got Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. I know Michael Thomas is on the PUP list to start the year, but I think he's going to come back in about 6 weeks. Marquez Callaway looked really good in the preseason as well, so I think things are trending in the right direction. Unfortunately for the Saints, because of Hurricane Ida, they're not practicing in New Orleans right now. They're in Texas, actually, and they're going to be playing their first game in Jacksonville. So we'll see if that disrupts the team just to start out. But overall for the season, I'm going to pick Saints over 9 wins. Moving on to the Atlanta Falcons, who still have Matt Ryan as their quarterback. They're also, though, ushering in a new era without Julio Jones, their top pass catcher, ever since he was drafted in the 2011 season. The Falcons are a team that never was the same after the Super Bowl loss. And I know it was a while ago, but I think just the entire franchise and the fan base, for that matter, just completely tumbled downhill. You look at their defense, I'm not too encouraged, to be honest. Calvin really is a great wide receiver. I think he could be a number 1 in this league. I just think it's a little too early to ask him that for that. And you look at Kyle Pitts, who is a very talented tight end. I think he's going to help a lot. But I don't see their offensive line being very strong this year. And Matt Ryan is getting up there in age. I think he's past his prime. So I don't like the Falcons to go over 7.5. I'm going to take the under here. And lastly, to the Carolina Panthers, who traded for Sam Darnold in the offseason. They still have Christian McCaffrey, who was injured last year, one of the best running backs in the league when healthy. Matt Rule's entering his 2nd season. I think he's actually a pretty good coach. You got DJ Moore on the outside, who's a capable wide receiver. And they got some pieces. I think Sam Darnold is better than what he showed in New York. He was under Coach Adam Gase, who's arguably one of the worst coaches in the NFL. Let's see if he can revitalize his career here. I do like their defense to be one of the sleeper defenses this year. I think they're a little underrated, especially in the secondary. But with all that being said, because of the division they're in with Tampa Bay and New Orleans, and just the NFC being so stacked, I'm going to take the under here at 7.5 wins. So I'm going to agree with Caesars Sportsbook. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for joining the show. I really appreciate it. Take care.